What's up, guys? Day Trade Knockouts here. I got another quick video for you today. The quality is going to be extremely poor. I'm sorry. My previous MacBook, it got destroyed during the hurricane, had water damage, and I'm trying to save a little bit of money right now. I'm not really trying to buy another MacBook or an expensive laptop, so this is going to be a setup for a while. Sorry about it, guys. But with that being said, let's get into the video. And today, what I'm going to be talking about is my progress as a trader and how I was able to manage to pull off my most successful trade thus far. And I actually did something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, whereas I enter into a trade and I actually am able to maximize the entirety of the move. And at the end of the day, I dump on my position, not because I lost, but because I maximize the profits. It's not one of those crazy days where I went like $8, $10 in the direction, but still a solid day and my best trade. So, with that, guys, let's get into the video. So, this is the solid trade. Now, also the time is going to be off because I just bought this laptop. I don't even know what time zone this is, but that is supposed to be 10:13, and that is supposed to be 10:13 a.m. and that is supposed to be 3:40 p.m. Just so you know, guys. And I went with my full position size because as the way that I trade, if it's a little bit less conviction and less probability, I'll go half of my position, a little under half my position size at two contracts. And if I have more conviction and there's a higher likelihood that the trade will work in my favor, I will then choose to go with five contracts rather than two. So let's review exactly what happened on the day. So I pretty much caught the entirety of the move, right? I got in at the break above this candle right here. And real quick, let me just pull up my shit. My shit. So actually, I was planning not to take a trade on today's setup. However, we did have a solid gap up on the day. So I saw the. So typically, the way I am is that if I have a specific day like this and I see there's lots of conviction, internals are looking good, along with the gap and go setup being the most probable, which is what I saw on today's session, I decided, you know what, fuck it, let's get it on today as long as we get the setups that I'm looking for. Because as you can see here, we had a very strong gap and go, or gap up on the morning session. So we consolidate here for a while. I actually did take two losers. Now, due to the fact that I'm a higher frequency trader compared to before, again, my thesis and my plan was to look for that gap and go setup, but understanding it can go either way. Now, I would say that the two setups, one was okay. I was okay with the first one not going in my favor because went along with the thesis of what I was looking for, and that was at 6:59. That's completely wrong. Uh, yeah, the break above this candle right here, that was okay. Not every trade will go in alignment with your plan. So again, remember that's okay. Um, and also, I was willing to risk a little bit more due to the fact that I'm already very green, and this is the best green month I've ever had. This is the most successful month I've had. So after review, so what my thesis on getting into the trade actually was neglect the. I'll talk about those other trades prior to this trade on another video, but my thesis was due to the fact that we had a strong selling pressure at the top. We started to move downwards and with higher volume as well. However, with a strong rejection here, with the internals being extremely strong as well, this is the day right here. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like 4-1 with the 3-1 right there. It was very strong, and then we were hovering around. Hold on, we were hovering around the highs as you can see right here. So there was lots of conviction and lots of logical, factual reasons to want to get involved that were pretty objective. On top of the fact that with the gap and go, and again, when it comes to gap ups, the higher the gap, the more realistic you want your expectations to be. So you don't want to be looking for a full gap fill. And in all honesty, in my opinion, a lot of times it has worked out where when there's a substantial gap up or gap down, a gap and go to either or is the most likely scenario. Just with, again, every day is going to be unique, but that's just typically what's been happening for quite some time. So after I get into the trade, I decide to hold. Now, the benefit and the interesting thing about this trade is I had to, again, I have been more higher frequency trader. I've been getting in and out more with scalps, but due to the fact of how it is I've developed as a trader, uh, maximizing patience, things in that. I actually was able to hold on to the entirety of this trade due to all the habits that I've built up beforehand. And actually, I had to adjust as time went on because again, the market's always changing, and your trades aren't just something that's ABC. A lot of things change. So uh, I had to do lots of I had to do lots of things to tell myself that okay, this isn't the type of trade that you want to just get in, get out. This is the type of trade where you want to hold for longer periods of time. So just to get a little bit into my thought perspective, at 11:22 a.m., which at this point that would be right here on this candle, around here. No, this candle right here. I said exit my entire position if we get something very climactic, around $551.70 because that was the initial target for it being two to one scalp. Or if we get another solid push without the Albrooks climactic candle bar, then in that scenario, be patient and wait for another high low to form and adjust my stop loss to be about 20 cents to 30 cents below the low. Because again, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to maximize the profits because I'm already very good in terms of where my I'm already doing very good in terms of how much I've already made with my profits. So you want to give it a lot of cushion room to be able to work in your favor. And we ended up getting a higher low. Now up here, I was still willing to wait because again, I was like 20x. My winner was 20 times, like 30 times greater than my average loser. And this is taking into account relative to my position size and my capital that I have in total. Because I like to risk 1% of my account maximum. So I, on average, have a $20 to $40 loser. It was a lot more. This winner was a lot greater than my losers. So due to the patience that I've developed, I was able to hold until the close of this candle right here because I was gonna get out as soon as the 3:40 a.m. candle. Well, as soon as it became 3:40 p.m., I was willing to get out. And I'm sorry if it's a little bit iffy. I'm not sounding too certain. This is kind of an adjustment on the fly type of trade. But if there's one thing I want you guys to take into account is making sure you manage your risk properly, being able to determine when it is you're supposed to hold for a long period of time on a trade or when you're supposed to scalp out once you hit the targets, get out. When a trade has more high conviction to work in your favor and not just to go your full position size every time, to always be defensive and picky and never do stupid decisions like go double your full position size or triple your full position size. And again, if you want to take a look, as you can see here, 9 points down, 7 points down, and then this right here is $1.09 in my favor. So as you can see, I do very well at keeping my losers small and maximizing my profits when they come. So I gotta go more in detail in another video, but I'm always happy to speak with you. But besides that, guys, day trade knockouts here. Stay safe, stay green. Peace.